Gamer69 here, and I'm here to do a small little review of some Pokemon collectibles I picked up in Disney World. I was in Disney World, and I found these at Epcot in the Japan Center. There was a very large store in there, and I found these. So the ones I picked up are my personal favorite Pokemon, Charizard, Gengar, Mew, Entei, Lugia, and Sudowoodo. So, I picked up these because one, I thought they were cool, and two, I decided to pick up some of my favorite Pokemon. I picked up Mew because it was a legendary, and I decided why not pick it up. And yes, before you start putting these in the comments, yes, I am a collector of Pokemon stuff, mostly cards, but I saw these cool collectibles and decided, oh, why not? So, the main one we're going to be focusing on is Charizard, my main favorite Pokemon of all time. So you can see it in the package right there. It's called a Pokemon figure collection right there. The box is Charizard in this little plastic shell, and we have the label, and then on the back we have the name and all, like, the colors and stuff. Just to let you know, while I was in Epcot, there were a lot more of these figures, but I didn't have enough money to buy all of them, because these really add up. They say $6.50 on the price tag. And, so, when we open this, we remove the back with the name right here. Then we see that the packaging is literally Charizard in a plastic shell, like this, that fits right onto him. It comes in 2 bits, if I can get these out here. And, see, here's his full shell, and they fit with him perfectly. Here's the figure, and he goes back in here, and back in here for people who want to open them, but they also want to put them back into the package for display purposes. So, we're going to look at Charizard as the main figure here, because all the good parts and problems that each figure has is all on the same one, so I decided with Charizard. So, the character comes in a pose. They aren't poseable at all. Only Charizard's wings are a bit movable, but I don't recommend, like, moving them a lot because they'll break. So it's a very good figure. It's all, like, smooth and finely sculpted to look just like it does in the show and games and all that stuff. The only complaint I have about these figures is that on very important parts, like the back and wings of Charizard, you can't see it on the camera, but it says right here, the whole copyright Nintendo/Pokemon, made in China over on this wing, and 2007, yeah, right here. So that kind of ruins it a bit, unless you put it in the package where people won't notice it. That's the only fault with these figures. They're really small figures, too. They're just meant to stand on your shelf or whatever, and yeah, that's pretty much all for these figures. So now I'm going to take a look at all of them. See the fine sculpt on Charizard right here. The only flaw is that he has a small chip near his mouth. You cannot see that on my camera. And it captures all the details in the fire tail, and the face, and the wings, claws, and etc. So now we're going to move on to Gengar, another one of my favorite Pokemon. He's my favorite ghost Pokemon. So, we'll take a look at him. He's purple, and he's very spiky. The spikes are sharp. He has the same problems as the Charizard figure, with on his back he has all the copyrights and stuff. I think it would be more convenient if they just put it on the bottom. And once again, he's very smooth, and he's almost perfectly sculpted. The main problem with this figure is that his eyes are a bit off-center. If you can't see it on the camera, but the pupils of his eyes, one is right here, and the other one on the other eye is, like, up here. So they're not very good painting on that part, but This is done pretty good too. He's very smooth and stuff, not posable at all. And if the people from the internet show That New Toy Smell are watching, I know they like collectibles and all that stuff. If you're watching, I would not recommend smelling these figures as soon as you take them out. So, next we're going to take a look at Mew. Now, Mew has the best case of this. When they're packaged, they have tape that wraps over to the back. And trying to take the tape off without messing up the back for those collectors and stuff, that is extremely hard. As you can see, there are a whole lot of tears on the name and stuff because of those tape. That tape, it just kind of rips up all the paper. So now we're going to look at Mew. This one is more of the original types of figures because a lot of the legendaries, not all of them, but a lot of them, they came with a stand. It would be a different kind of stand for each figure, but Mew comes with this clear sand that you just put down flat, and it has two little dents in it for Mew's feet. Mew then goes down into the dents, and there we go, the nice figure. This is very good for display, seeing as this is clear down at the bottom. There aren't many flaws on this figure, seeing as it has a stand, so all the copyrights can go on the bottom right here. So, and the tail is kind of loose, but it's meant to go like that. It's not meant to be posed or anything like the other figures, but it's nice to just stand there. Normally I wouldn't have picked up Mew if you could actually get it in the games, but so here it is. There aren't many paint flaws on it, except for the whole pupil thing like Gengar. They're kind of off-center, but it makes it like it's looking that way. I would have liked it better if it looked like straight ahead, but so that's it for Mew. My next Pokemon I'm going to show you is Sudowoodo. This is another one of the few kind of more common Pokemon that have a stand. It's not like Mew because he's attached to the stand. I think he has the stand because of his foot. He'd probably fall over. Now this is a very good one too because all the copyrights are on the bottom. So he's pretty much. This is one of the figures that is pretty much flawless when you look at it around. So here it is, and it's very smooth sculpting and stuff right here. So this is probably one of the best done figures that they had. So now I'll put Sudowoodo away. And here's another one of my favorite legendaries, Lugia.